Hello, lovely community. I hope you had a nice week. As you've already seen, this week's vlog on a Saturday is a wee bit different from what I would usually publish. But don't worry, there will be the regular video tomorrow. It's just a day later, as I would like to talk about the channel today. I thought for a while on the subject I would like to talk about, and I have decided as an honest and open content creator to sit down and do a recording, even though this kind of thing makes me still very uncomfortable. As many of you know, I started this channel over a year ago as part of my recovery from anxiety that I developed in 2022 and which has left me unable to work. Coming from a photography background and as a YouTube user myself, I thought I could use creativity as a tool to overcome the hurdles I was still facing at the time, such as leaving the house. And I loved it from the first second I started this. I was so happy to be out and about in nature and creating something in the way that I see the beauty of the world and my romantic mind combined into my vlogs. I knew instantly what style my channel would have. I wanted to create a calm and ambient, tranquil space where you can rest your soul, something that I wish I had in the first year of my illness. I learned a lot about the technical side to create content, something I didn't know before and was a learning curve for me and very interesting for me as well. Of course, from watching content, I knew that for many creators this is a job and they create an income this way. I looked into this after the channel had grown because I didn't exactly know how it worked, and I learned that there are certain thresholds that YouTube requires you before you can monetize a channel. So I worked really hard to overcome these hurdles, and by the spring of this year the channel was allowed in the YouTube Partner Program and I could start to monetize my channel a wee bit. Creating a video in the way that I do it takes quite some time. First of all, there's the thinking process of what and where do I want to film. Then there's the question of timing, weather, and choosing the dress I would like to wear, as well as the subject I would like to talk about this week. Framing every single scene I do also takes time because I create it in a certain ambient way for you, and on average I use around 100 of those per Saturday vlog that you see. So the angle, light and everything has to be factored in as well. That's why the filming process is also much longer than if I wouldn't do that. Of course, then the clips have to be transferred to my computer to be used, and it takes a wee while as well. And then finally the vlog comes together. I edit the 100 clips that I have, I choose the music, and of course I think about the subject I would like to talk about, which needs recorded as well. And all of that then comes together and has to be edited in another way because now there is music and a voiceover and I have to make sure the music isn't too loud, for example. So all of that also takes quite some time. This means on average a Saturday vlog takes me around 10 to 15 hours to create. The midweek vlog is shorter and therefore takes around 3 to 5 hours, but on average to create 2 vlogs a week takes me about 20 hours. As someone who watches my content on a regular basis, you will know that I have no sponsor, and I have talked about this some weeks ago. The reason behind this is that I find it difficult to integrate any sponsors into the content without changing the atmosphere that I would like to create. Besides, some of the sponsors that approached me weren't suitable for the channel. Of course, this leaves the channel with no financial support other than what YouTube offers in advertisements that you see on the channel. This month, YouTube estimates that my revenue is around £150, which I think is around $180 US. I mentioned it before, I wasn't able to work for around 2 years and I'm now phasing back into work because I also cannot afford to not work any longer. This was one of the reasons why I monetized the channel and worked very hard to grow the channel and to create a job and an income that is sustainable for me. Due to the decisions on the sponsors and the content that I create, I can see that this isn't working, and that's where I need your help. This channel needs support to continue in the way that it does. I will not be able to work in another job and have 15 to 20 hours a week to create one vlog each week. That is simply not doable for me. So this is an appeal to support the channel if you can. You can become a member on Patreon, where I also publish all the content and you have no advertisements there, and I will also publish all my recipes on Patreon. You could buy me a coffee, and I have also now set up PayPal for the channel, so this way money can also be coming in to support it. There's memberships on YouTube as well. There is a big chunk of that money that YouTube keeps, but if you wish to become a YouTube member, that is an option as well. I would put all the links in the video description, and you will also find them on my YouTube page. I think to be open and honest with this lovely community is the best way forward for me, instead of maybe disappearing one day with people wondering what happened. To anyone supporting the channel, thank you very much in advance to you. I have put all my heart and soul, time and energy into this channel for the last year, and I will continue to do so as long as I can. This community has grown over the months, and it is so heartwarming for me to see this on my end. I love to read your comments and I appreciate them every week. Now let me say thank you for listening and understanding. Have a wonderful weekend. I am sending you all my love from Scotland. Tach Balev.